Hi, fifth grade. Welcome to Tuesday, September 1st. We're going to go ahead and get started with our next lesson. If you are writing in your notebook, this is going to be the table of contents. Today we're going to talk about place value, and we're going to continue talking about place value, but more specifically word form and expanded form. So I went ahead and started writing some of this stuff so you didn't have to watch, the video wasn't so long. So we're going to talk about word form. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in. So what is word form? So word form for a number is when I write a number using words. Okay, so it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down this number, 12,329, and I'm going to write that in words. But before I do that, I made this little chart, almost like a place value chart. So I wrote if I look here, this is the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and that's what I did here. So I did 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, and the next one would be the tens place. And then after that, it would be the ones place. Okay, so you'll start to notice a pattern every time we move to the next place value. So I'm going to look here and I'm going to ask myself how many ones do I have in the ones place? Well, if I look there, I know I have 9. Tens place, how many tens do I have? I have 2. That literally means if I had 2 tens, so 10 plus 10 would be 20, right? That's the value of this 10. 2 tens is 20. I'm going to go to the next digit here, 3. That means I have 3 100s. So if I had 3 $100 bills, how much would I have? 300. Going to the next one, thousands. There are 2 thousands, which means that is 2,000. And then the last one is our 10,000s place. Well, how many 10,000s do I have? I have 1. So that kind of helps break down those numbers for you, which is going to help us when we do our next form. So I'm going to take that number and I'm going to write it in word form. So 12,000, so I'm going to write that. And some of you might have parents that write checks, and that's they write them in word form as well. So 12,329. I'll write the 9 right here. Okay, so that is the number written in word form. That's it. So you'll have an activity where you are going to do the same. Then we're going to move on to expanded form. This one takes a little bit longer, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty simple. I went ahead and started. We're using the same number, 12,329, and I started making these arrows here so that you can really see those values again, but this time it just looks a little bit different. So with the 9, remember the 9 over here in that chart has 9 ones. I can also write that as 9 times 1. You're going to learn these symbols later. And 9 times 1 is the same as 9. So that's the value, right? 9. Then the next one I have is 2. Well, like we talked about earlier in the chart, if I have 2 tens, I can also write that as 2 times 10. So if I had 2 $10 bills, how much would I have? I would have 20. Then I have hundreds. How many hundreds do I have? I have 3 of them. So if I have 3 $100 bills, that's the same as 3 times 100. I would have a value of 300. Going to the next one, in my thousands, bring my arrow here. I have 2,000. That is the same as 2 times 1,000. And if I multiply 2 times 1,000, I'm going to get 2,000. Okay? And then the last one we're going to look at is in the 10,000s place. So how many of those do I have? I have 1 10,000. So if I have 1 10,000, that is the same as 1 times 10,000. And what would the value of that be? That would be 10,000. So you'll start to kind of see a little pattern over here. Every time I went to the next place value, I added an extra place, right? And so expanded form is just taking the value of each of those digits and we're going to write it here. This is it being expanded. So how do I write it fully in expanded form is I'm going to take the sum of all of the values of the digits that I have here and I'm going to write it out so I can find the sum. So I'm going to start with the big number first. So if I have 1 10,000, I have 10,000, right? That's the value I have, plus I'm going to go to the thousands place. So if I go to the thousands place, how many of those did I have? I had 2 of them. So I have 2,000 plus the next one I have is hundreds. That's the next place value here, hundreds. How many of those did I have? I have 3 of them, which means I had 300 plus, I'm going to go to my tens here, right? How many tens did I have? I had 2, which is a value of 20, because remember 2 times 10 is 20. And then the last one I have is in my ones place, 9. So if I were to add all of these together, I would get, what would I get? I would get 12,329. So all I did was expand the values of each of these digits in their place. 9 has a value of 9. 2 had a value of 2 tens, which is 20. 3 had a value, it's in the hundreds of 300. 2 had a value of thousands, it's in the thousands place, so there are 2 of them, so it was 2,000. And then the last one in the 10,000s place had a value of 1 10,000, which I show you here, which is 10,000. So when I add that, or when I find the sum of all of those, I'm going to get 12,329. Now you're going to do some examples, and we'll start off with some small numbers so you can get a hang of it. And that's what you're going to do for today. Now remember, if you have any questions, please, please, please do not hesitate to come in one of the Google Meets and I can help you. All right, that's it.